Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 223 of the Splashcast Monday Night Raw. I'm your co-host, Reggie.
I'm your co-host, Norwood. Our powers combined, we are your HBCU homeboys. We feeling blessed and highly favored today. Blessed and highly
Yes,
favored today, too.
sir.
Feeling good, feeling great on this
Ah,
magical City Monday. How about that?
yeah, and still F. Luke Cornett, shut in.
Right. Yeah, even more now. Now that we got the dub, fuck you, Luke.
Luke can kick rocks.
Man.
But welcome, y'all. Y'all know what it is. Monday Night Raw. We are not having a mic check today. We are starting a little bit late. We had snow in Atlanta today. So, yes, March 16th, the day after my father's birthday. Happy birthday, Pop. Again, we had snow on March 16th. So I didn't even know if we was going to have coverage today. So we decided to push start time back an hour. Also, we had to watch the Hawks as well. But y'all know what it is. So we're going to jump right into HBCU. How you feeling, brother?
Oh, I feel
I guess I'm Reggie, by the way.
magical. And I'm still Norwood, and we still your HBCU homeboys, and it's still fuck Luke Cornett. How about them Hawks, baby? Woo! But before we get there, we're gonna go to what we came here to provide you with first: the historically black colleges and universities. We are going to start out.
Oh, go ahead. My bad.
With the championships. Winner, the chicken, and the dinner. What you got to say, brother?
No, man. I can't. I am happy for the teams in Baton Rouge. They play pretty well. We can. You gotta. You can go ahead. Where you want to start?
Oh, okay. I ain't know. I ain't know if you was finna open the doors of the church. You was finna pray, whatever. You was finna take up me up there, and we're gonna throw Big Reg up there. And shout out to Kev in the back. What up, though, brother?
Kev in the back. Yes, sir. But first, we got the SWAC championship. Historical moment in the SWAC. I don't know when the last time this has been done. The Prairie View A&M Panthers are your SWAC tournament champions and have punched their ticket to the NCAA tournament, the Prairie View men's basketball team. This goes with, and they become, if I'm not mistaken, the first SWAC team to win the SWAC in football and go to the Celebration Bowl, as well as have their basketball team punch their ticket to the NCAA tournament.
Congratulations. Shout out to all the Prairie View alums. I see you posting. I can only imagine what this feels like. I know y'all floating on cloud nine, talk your shit. Ooh, we the champs in everything. Don't talk to me. And people getting whooped like in these championships at the rodeo. And I'm gonna tell you right now, if I was a PV alum, I'd be looking for Texas Southern folks. What you want to talk about? I'm ready to have a conversation. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Yeah, boy, man. So they played really, really well. Congratulations to that team, man. They defeated Southern University, who was on a run of themselves in the championship game, 72-66. Hard fought battle throughout. I just knew them Jaguars was gonna pull this game out, but Prairie View was clutch, man. They were clutch the whole game, and it was a fun game to watch. High level basketball, a lot of effort.
I think that is one thing that does get missed is these HBCUs have provided excellent sports viewing for the consumer that actually takes the time to watch. Basketball has been good. The football has been amazing. Great backstories and all of these things, man. I need us to do a better job of supporting and putting these things on the forefront. But also, that's the reason we ask you guys to like, follow, and subscribe. Because if not us, then who?
Who? Southern, as y'all see, mainstream media is getting bought out every company every day.
Wait. It's either bought out or it's being compromised. This is the only place where you can go and you can trust us.
Southern, I will say this. You can't have Prairie View have all of their players score and you rely on 4 players. There was high-level basketball, about 4 players for Southern, and then you had 0 points for Dubois, 0 points for Oshodi, 0 points for McGee, 0 points from Abdelagad. Like, and y'all played minutes. 13 minutes, 0 points. That's cardio, brother. You can't have that when Prairie View was out there playing, and they played their top 3 players 40 minutes. They had no sun.
Hey, hey, it's what you practice in the summertime for.
Yeah.
For moments like this.
So congratulations to Prairie View. We can move on though. Hey, they beat Southern. It is what it is. Right. Aha! Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We here. Southern University women's basketball team is going back to the NCAA tournament this week, as they win the women's SWAC basketball tournament over, I believe they played Arkansas Pine Bluff, who upset Alabama A&M. Ain't that something? So shout out to Southern University women going back to back. That's a big deal. I can't wait. I don't know who they matched up against. I might have to look that up. I think they are in the playing game, but heck, we're there, man. Once is luck, 2 is skill, baby.
Yeah, you got to take the W and get the W when you can. Congratulations to these ladies. Another fantastic season. I know you are a proud alum. And talk your shit.
They play Sanford in the playing game Thursday. Southern is 19-13. They were not arguably, they were fighting with Alabama A&M to be the best team in the SWAC all year long. And Alabama A&M came in as the number 1 seed. I think Southern was the number 3 seed because I think they faltered a little bit at the end. But they have been strong all year long. This was a really good season in SWAC women's basketball, if y'all missed it. So you play Sanford. And this is how good Alabama A&M was. I forgot to tell you the tournament. They still got it. They played BYU.
And beat them. We need y'all to get that W.
They still got into the WBIT, so they should get it. Yes, sir. But after that, and then I guess this is more history. I mean, that team in DC been cooking, man. That's cool.
Hey, man.
Athletic wise,
I would say one thing. It's probably a little bit easier when you don't have the Pirates on your neck. But congratulations to the Dog Park, aka Howard University men's basketball team, for winning the championship. And y'all harassed that white man for running around campus. And I don't like that. But congratulations, y'all did it. The men did it. And also the women did it too. Congratulations. Now that is a very happy athletic director. That is job security. That might be a promotion. Get your money.
Might be. They don't want everything in the MEAC. They literally want everything.
Oh, that don't matter. The lady from Duke, she got basketball. She got men's and women's basketball and football. And shout out to these women who are doing this. I want to congratulate them because we look at athletes, we look at coaches, but there are a lot of women in sports who are really leading from the front.
Yeah, and providing opportunity. So,
absolutely.
So yeah, man. Shout out to the Dog Park, man. Shout out to Howard University. You guys are doing
all jokes aside. Hey,
we do what, swimming. They did back-to-back NEC. They got MEAC. They were in the championship game, I think, in football. Like they are. The last 5 years, they've been on a nice run, man. But again, we're not there, so
yeah,
it is what it is.
Well, hey, man, you got what do we always say? Beat the competition. Beat who they put on your schedule. And congratulations. As much trash as we
send help.
Yeah,
y'all better send help. Send somebody else. We gonna keep winning.
Right. Next up, another team we are very happy to celebrate. This is Tennessee State Tigers men's basketball team winning the Ohio Valley Conference basketball tournament. That is a mixed conference, and Tennessee State has done a very good job in football and basketball here. This is what happens when you invest into your athletics program, when you continue to work at it. I forgot the name of their coach.
Nolan Smith,
Nolan Smith, that's it.
former Duke
And
player.
correct, has done a fantastic job. And this is also after the news that y'all know one of our favorite former basketball players, Anthony Hardaway, has been coaching at Memphis for the better part of 6-7 years, and they haven't had the most success. And then this year, the end of the season, he started talking about how he definitely needs help, and he's revamped his coaching staff. He's hired a general manager, but I think he also knows that, hey, if I don't get this show going and I don't get Memphis winning soon, Nolan Smith could take my job.
Nolan Smith will definitely be a hot commodity. I think this is his first collegiate head coaching job, first year, and they went 23-9. Shout out. I know it's a whole different sport, but shout out to Eddie George. He really changed the culture of that entire really thought process of the athletic department, and it's paying off with Nolan Smith. Nolan Smith was highly regarded, has basically been an assistant coach since he graduated, and then he played a little bit of NBA, and they were 23-9 this year, man. 23-9. They got a bunch of younger players mixed in with a couple seniors that transferred over, but I think they have a proven method now, proof of concept. They have proof of concept. And now with NIL, all I need to do is hey, if you want to come play over here, we're good to go.
Tennessee State is money and opportunity. And once again, I want to give a special shout out to Eddie George, because it is one thing for him to do what he did with that football team, but now you created a legacy in this athletic department. Hey, we always talk about going somewhere and making it better and leaving it better than how you found it. And he didn't do it with a bunch of pomp and circumstance. He wasn't all in the video. He came in there and did the hard work that was needed to make this historically Black college university a better place than how he found it. And I know this ain't his sport, but I think we would be remiss if we did not mention the things that he did, put things in motion for this team to be successful. And that's a credit.
Definitely. So we'll definitely watch them play coming up this I think this could be your moment. This could be your Hampton Iowa State moment. Iowa State was the number 2 team back in 2001 with Jamal Tinsley, and Hampton upset them as the number 15 seed. Tennessee State, you're number 15. Iowa State is number 2. It's set up for.
Do the needful.
And you know how it goes. HBCUs, we all one college now. We all go for each other at this point. So I can't wait to watch.
Next up, and to talk about a school who needed it, the Morehouse men's basketball team wins the SIAC. This wasn't a shot. Their football team has been struggling. And sometimes you just need a W on your roster. You need to feel better about something. You need something to celebrate. You need somebody to look your way. And this championship is very important for this school. Congratulations to you guys. And I hope more continued success.
Yeah, man. You guys got it done, I believe. They have, I'm not gonna say they snuck it, because I believe they were pretty good all year. But if they could translate some of this success for the basketball team into NIL funds and funding for the athletic department, the football team will definitely come along as well. High tide raise all ships. That is going to happen as long as you guys keep winning, which you need to. You'll definitely end up improving the rest of that athletic department.
Next, on to another successful championship team.
The Miles Golden Bears win their SIAC tournament. That was a great tournament for Miles. I'm not familiar with the Division II tournament, if there is one. I'm kind of lost there. I don't have it, but I am. I know Miles is excited. I know Morehouse is excited. I know Miles is excited for these wins in the SIAC, and hopefully they do pretty well in the tournament.
Yeah, these are all things that you got to put on your resume in order for. I mean, this is the same way we talked about Benedict and growing Chennis Berry to going to South Carolina State. These are the stepping stones that you put in order for your team, for your players to go on, transfer, and go somewhere else, specifically in this NIL era. And the same thing goes for your coaches. Once you build that pipeline, you foster that. That is how you get more money. That's how you get more opportunity. And those are all things that we come here to report on, so that we can support that and hopefully be a bastion for those type of things.
Definitely. And finishing up with the CIAA, the Fayetteville State men's basketball team gets their W, wins their tournament, and the
Winston-Salem
State University. I think they're the Rams get their tournament win as well. So shout out to Fayetteville and Winston-Salem winning the CIAA. Virginia seems to own the CIAA football. Basketball still gonna go through North Carolina.
Yeah, for the foreseeable future. Once again, congratulations to all the champions. Basketball ain't an easy season. It ain't easy to do. You did it, and congratulations to you guys. And this kind of, I mean, for all intents and purposes, this wraps up the season minus March Madness for HBCU sports for us. It has been a very good season. It has been highly entertaining. And once again, man, special shout out to PV. It means a lot when you can talk your shit in basketball and football. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's been a long time. I don't know if we've ever been close in basketball, and I know we were when we were good in football. Hampton was untouchable and untalkaboutable. So to have both of them, and Howard, good job. It pains me to say, it hurts me, but at the end of the day, I'm not a hater. I never will be. Wasn't born to be one. Can't be one. We are going to take a short break. During this break, this is the time for you to like, follow, subscribe, fill your drink, and we'll be right back. We'll be right back.
Y'all stay tuned. Like, follow, subscribe. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, with our football segment of episode 223 of the Splashcast Monday Night Raw. I apologize. I was loud during the interlude. That'll be edited out anyway. So with that being said, we got a few things we're going to talk about today in football. Who knew that the football, or at least I didn't know, I don't remember that football had changed their schedule a little bit to have an NBA like almost tamper period and early free agent signing.
You gotta fight back.
Free agent signing period. So the last 2 weeks? Yeah, last 2 weeks, they opened up free agency and you were allowed to cut players and designate them. You could cut them now or you could cut them June 1st, but you designated who was going to be cut, and those players could then go negotiate and go get other contracts. So there was a lot of movement in free agency, which totally caught me off guard. And the Falcons made moves, so we're gonna do the Falcons focus first. The Falcons made moves, but then there were some big moves and unmoves. Baltimore, in the NFL. So I am excited for this. We'll start out with the Falcons focus. So we hired Ian Cunningham, who is our new general manager, came over from the Chicago Bears, report straight to Matt Ryan, who is the president of football operations. We brought in Kevin Stefanski as our head coach, who brought in his entire staff, and we are now looking like, administration-wise, the Cleveland Browns of 2020, of Stefanski's tenure. In a surprising move, or unsurprising move to some, we decided to bring in offense. We switched up offense. Ian Cunningham's philosophy was raise the floor is what he wanted to do. He wanted to have talent across the board, and he thought that there was a kind of a drop off in talent from the first to second string, second to third string, like that. Um, and he wanted to clear the books as well. And we only had 5 picks, so he was going to use free agency to get the depth so that we can then use those 5 picks effectively. Is what he basically said. Um, I like that philosophy. On offense, the big hire, and we talked about all this. So we're talking about offense real quick. Really gonna focus on defense today. We hired Tua. We signed Tua, brought in Austin Hooper, brought in just Jahan Dotson, old school Olamide Zaccheaus, and Corey Levin as well at offensive line. All of those players are salary cap relief and depth pieces. Tua is going to fight for the first string, but Tua, in all honesty, was brought to push Michael Penix so that Penix will get the first string, is what everybody hopes in an ideal world. Austin Hooper. Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
Arthur Blank said Michael Penix is the number 1 quarterback. He paid the bills. His name is on everybody's check. He got the ability to fire everybody. And last time I checked, he fired everybody. So until he say otherwise, Michael Penix, QB1. Put him in there.
Yeah, he definitely cleaned the house, so to say, so to speak.
If you don't want to be clean next, then make a good decision.
Definitely. So Matt Ryan brought in a Zaccheaus and Austin Hooper. From, if you remember, those guys were all on the teams when we made that Super Bowl run. Austin Hooper, I think, was either a rookie or a second year player on that team. He's been a reliable player. Got him for cheap. We weren't going to be able to keep Charlie Warner. He was going to end up getting paid more money, and we decided to go with Austin Hooper. I hated that we lost Warner, though.
Did anybody sign Charlie Warner yet?
I don't think so. Bring him back.
I'm gonna say this now, and I'm gonna try to give myself a little bit of grace. The only thing that keeps me kind of believing is the Atlanta Hawks. And we got rid of some high-end pieces with the Atlanta Hawks, and we got what we consider to be floor raisers. And they've absolutely raised the floor. I am praying feverishly that the same thing happens over here, where you take your CJ McCollum equivalent guy, you take your Corey Kispert equivalent guy, you take your Jock Londale equivalent guy, you make those transactions, and they actually just all play pretty good and make this team pretty good. That's what I'm praying for.
All puzzle pieces to fit around the stars, right?
Correct.
So, and then Jahan Dotson, this one caught me off guard a little bit. I still think he's more of a wide receiver 3 slot guy. But when you have Kyle Pitts, who can split out and basically be your Z, you can now, along with Olamide Zaccheaus, you can now kind of run them around in 3 wide. You can have Bijan in there, and it just gives you depth pieces. Because once we lost Ray last year, we were searching for a third receiver. Even though I think we should have gave David Sills another run, but I don't know if he's under contract.
And play all the good players at one time, big dog. We don't got nobody who need to be on the bench. If you good and breathing, get your ass out there.
Yeah. Got a lot of depth. So I expect us to use the draft to really try to find those next players.
All 5
And
picks.
then there's Elijah Wilkerson. Went scorched earth on Falcons fans after he got released and then tendered. I'm sorry, and then signed with the Cardinals. That was hilarious to say the least. But let me tell you, we ain't gonna miss you. False start, big false, big false. We ain't gonna remember. We don't care. But it was just.
Let me tell you, Elijah Wilkerson, your best football is behind you. You winning is over with. You can talk about the Falcons all you very well please. You about to do a lot of losing. A ton of it. Ain't they in the NFC West?
NFC West, no Kyler Murray. Now they got Jacoby Brissett, but they ain't got.
You got a career now, and I love Jacoby Brissett. I think that he should have been a starter a long time ago, but that means he's missed his opportunity to start many moons ago. You got a career backup in the NFC West. You're gonna deal with the Super Bowl champs. You're gonna deal with McVay, and you're gonna deal with who am I missing?
Shanahan.
Oh, so yeah, cool. I can tell you what the Falcons won't be. Won't be fourth in the NFC South. Won't be it. You are a doormat. You finna get stomped out like punk music. Let me tell you. Enjoy it. I got this new thing. I wish the absolute best for you. Best of luck. You're not my problem no more. No.
Yeah, I just wish we played.
I don't want to have no more conversations with people who don't matter to me.
Radio silent. You dead to me?
Right.
You'll be dead. You'll be dead in a year, kid Ray.
Exactly.
But for real, other than offense, that's really all we did on offense. Everything else is going to be geared toward re-signing and probably adding in the draft. But what I really wanted to do was go to let's go ahead and remove Daniel Jones. We'll talk about Lieutenant Dan later.
You mean Kirk Cousins?
My boy ain't got no legs. Defense. yeah, hedge fund. Defense. I talked about it earlier. We did not keep Caden Ellis. He went back to the Saints, and then everybody knows what's going on with JPJ. And then even more recently, we lost Arnold Ebiketie, who seemed to be playing really, really well last year and functioning at a high level in Jeff Ulbricht's system. So one thing Ulbricht said when he said, how do you replace Caden Ellis if he doesn't come back, is you replace him with multiple players, right? So Caden Ellis played defensive end, edge, played weak side linebacker, and middle linebacker. That's 3 positions. So how do you do that? We bring in Christian Wood, former second or third round pick, with Houston from Alabama. We bring in Channing Tindall. We re-sign Troy Anderson. We just bring in a whole lot of speed. Everybody on our defense, on our linebackers, all run 4.4s or lower. Yeah, Troy. Now we don't know what Troy Anderson gonna do. He may stay healthy, he may not. He ain't play all last year. But Christian Harris, when healthy, runs a 4.4. Channing Tindall runs a 4.4. Devon Diablo runs a 4.4. We have a lot of speed and a lot of fast flow, quick twitch linebackers to be able to try to fill in that gap of losing Caden Ellis. And then we also brought in Azeez Ojulari, who's also Samson Ebukam. I always call him Ebukam. Samson Ebukam did it again. And Cameron Thompson to be able to replace the pass rushing portion, because you lose pass rushing without Caden Ellis and James Pierce. So the Falcons ain't lie. They said to replace those guys, we have to bring in a bunch of people. They brought in 5 bodies just to replace those 2 people.
I'm trying to be patient. I'm trying to let this man work his plan to the best of his abilities. Do I have a ton of faith? No, I do not. I'm not going to sit here and lie and tell you that I do. But I'm going to be a good soldier, and I'm going to listen, and I'm going to watch. And if it don't work, they're going to fire your ass. The reason that you got this job is because there was nobody else. You are not a lock. You can be fired. Just need you to remember that.
Linebackers. All these linebackers?
No. Everybody. Stefanski too. Everybody can go. And let me tell you, the fans are not. I talked to my dad about this. He's like, yeah, I don't know why they got Stefanski. And then once I kind of said, well, he was the best available, but nobody's. Yeah, you can go now. You can go. Everybody can go.
The door will never be locked. It will
Man,
always be open.
they did. You just happened to be at the right place at the right time. But let me be very clear: not one of us is sold on you. You're gonna have to sell us and resell us consistently. And I do like that. A person who knows, hey, I'm not far from the door on day one.
Effort. So when it came to our defense, I do like the direction we're going in because our secondary is pretty. I think they're pretty set in the secondary, and they'll probably attack secondary and wide receiver in the draft. That's what I kind of have come to the conclusion with maybe a defensive tackle, a run stuffing defensive tackle. But one thing we always said that we were frustrated with the Falcons last year, and I won't say frustrated because they mastered the defense probably the second half of the season, is sometimes we fell asleep trying to stop the run when teams realized that their offensive line just overpowered us, i.e. the 49ers. They just give the ball to the running back 100 times. The Panthers beating us 30-0. Like those times we just got ran over. And we always said we just are one run stopping defensive tackle away. Well, they hurt us. We did lose Onyemata. He's 34 though. 33, 34. But we brought back LaCale London and we signed Deshaun Hand, who was an integral part of that defensive line being really good in San Diego for being a run stuffing defensive tackle. And LaCale London, of course, y'all know I love everything about LaCale London when it comes to how he plays defensive tackle.
Yeah, for me, once again, this is going to be the biggest and most important part. I think this would be the linchpin of the defense as far as I'm concerned, because the backers that we have are fast and we got them so that they can cover. But the defensive tackles are going to have to maintain the trenches. If they get whooped, it's going to be bad.
That's going to get let them O-line climb. You're right.
And all of y'all fired. If you can't control that middle, and I want everybody to know it, you can be fired.
That is the theme. You can be fired.
Yeah. So one thing about this position that we in, I ain't in love with not a soul. If you don't like it, go to hell or go home. Don't care.
Lord, I'm gonna wake up the kids. Yeah, yeah, man. But we also brought in Chris Williams as well as a depth piece. So you pair them or you bring them in and team them up with Dorless, with number 96 Harris, who plays all along the defensive line as well, and we are pretty good at defensive tackle.
The one thing that I will say, as I joke about you possibly being fired at any moment, is this is an opportunity for you to find your space and create your value. Mm-hmm. It is uniquely different. There are very few positions and people who are locks. Your name is AJ Terrell, Xavier Watts, Jesse Bates, Pi Devon Diablo, Jalen Walker. James Pierce Jr., even you, just because of your actions. Everybody else, you got an opportunity to get you some money here and get you a good job in a good city and a couple dollars if you act right. If you act wrong, you'll be over there with Elijah Wilkins. No, we'll see. Hey, Arizona, they're going to have more openings.
Purgatory. So one thing about us that we've done, we addressed, and this is what I like about the defense, is why I wanted to focus on the defense this time, is because we addressed just about everything you can address where you didn't have to overpay, right? Everything is a quick signing. It's almost the basketball approach now. I'm signing you to 1, 2, or 3 year deals, and it's really 2 with an option or 1 with an option, right? And we did that across the board, and they have a type. Long arms, quick twitch. We'll figure everything else out. That's what Jeff Ulbrich likes.
See ball, but get ball.
We also restructured Troy Anderson, AJ Terrell, and Jake Matthews. AJ Terrell gave us $9 million back, and when I say gave us back, it just restructure means how we pay people and when we pay people, but the money and when and how they get paid never changes. So they never see a dip in their paycheck. They never see a change in their paycheck, but how it is reported on the back end is was affected. And then Jake Matthews, I think, gave us like $12 million. We were able to kind of restructure him and get $12 million. And then, of course, we restructured Troy Anderson because he ain't play. So I think that is going to leave us time to either make a move, which is what Ian Cunningham comes from in the Bears. They didn't really sit idle. They always went and got people. They always spent money. And we restructured and went a lot of money. And L'Jarius Sneed is available, released by the Titans. Injuries, but I think he's still young, relatively. He's in his prime. I think you could get him for a cheap amount or a cheaper amount versus what he normally would cost and have him with AJ Terrell. And now our defense, if he could just play comparable to what he used to be as the number 2 corner, is crazy. Now we're crazy.
That puts this secondary in, it fixes the one potential vulnerability that we have in that defense. That makes AJ Terrell your CB1, L'Jarius Sneed, CB2, Xavier Watts, and Jesse Bates over the top, and Billy Bowman in the star position or the nickelback, whatever you want to call it. And then you still got Devon Diablo, who is a very fast, high coverage middle linebacker. That makes this defense, which Ulbrich has built from the ground up, and then once again, potentially if James Pierce Jr. pleads out, get a little misdemeanor, maybe he got to sit down. Let me be very clear when I speak about James Pierce Jr., the thoughts and the opinions have nothing to do with his legal ramifications. You drive cars at women, you go to jail. But once you come through them doors, you at work, you here to do work.
You have a job.
Right. I want to make that clear.
You have a job.
Yes. And hey, let me tell you, Tampa,
clean up.
Tampa is tight. I think we finally might be turning the corner on y'all. Carolina, I ain't gonna lie. I think I said this last year, and y'all proved me wrong. I think y'all might be shifting back. I'm telling you, the team that I'm watching out of the NFC South, other than us, is also the Saints. Saints have been making very strategic moves, and nobody has anything to say about them. That is the best time to surprise somebody when nobody's looking. But for us,
yeah,
I like it. I'm excited. I would like us to, if you're going to restructure, take a pretty good safe swing. And I think L'Jarius Sneed is a very safe swing.
He definitely is. And then finally, since we did lose Caden Ellis, D. Alford, and Tyler Algier, we get compensatory picks in 2027, get the 5th and 2 6th, which, as Ian Cunningham said, even with that, we will never only have 5 picks again. He said that immediately.
Wait. Don't say nothing stupid like that. If you could get what we got the last time we did it, then do it again. I hate when people are, I would never do this again. If you could get James Pierce Jr. and Xavier Watts and Billy Bowman and do what you did the year before, then you do that. I'm not going to sit here and let you slander Terry Fontenot like that was a poor decision. He knocked that shit out of the park. And if you got the opportunity to knock it out of the park, you stand up there like Mark McGuire, you take your PEDs and do what need be done.
Falcons do be getting fined. Hook or crook, bro. Hook or crook.
Bro, like that is my biggest thing. And I get in these fights with these people about Terry Fontenot. You can say what you want to. We did not do what we needed to last year. This is a team that most people will look at this roster and say, hey, man, maybe the only thing you could be mad at, and let's be real here. Let's go back and actually look at Michael Penix. We broke the fucking draft with Michael Penix for 2 years. It ain't been that many guys who've been that much better at the quarterback position and been available.
I don't think Terry Fontenot was fired for his drafting capabilities personally. I mean, he had Kyle Pitts, which controversial. And then he had a lot.
If we looking at numbers, it can't be controversial. Even, and y'all know I'm not a Pitts still being Atlanta fan supporter. But if we looking at the original season where he had a legitimate quarterback and this very last season where he was a Pro Bowler, I think that while I would not like to pay that $15 million, you can't say that he was wrong. Or you can hindsight 50-50 the draft all you want to. That's the only thing. Yeah. But
yeah, that was the point I was making. I wasn't talking about paying him. You passed on the reason Kyle Pitts was controversial is because he's the highest a tight end had ever been drafted. And you drafted him over what turned out to be Jamar Chase, Jalen Waddle, Penei Sewell, J.C. Horn, Patrick Surtain, Devontae Smith, Micah Parsons, Rashawn Slater.
But when you did it,
Jalen Phillips. No, even when you did it, it was controversial. That was a controversial pick. In the moment, drafting Kyle Pitts at 4 over all of those players was extremely controversial.
And I'm gonna disagree there because if you go back and look at Kyle Trask and Kyle Pitts at Florida, if you didn't draft him,
Jamar Chase or Jalen Waddle or Penei Sewell,
who was the quarterback? Who was the quarterback at LSU?
Don't matter. Don't matter. Don't matter.
I disagree.
You're top 2 receiver. You're top 2 receiver. You could Florida Gator this all you want to. Kyle Pitts was a reach at 4, no matter who he played with at Florida. It was a reach when you had all of these. It was a loaded draft, and it didn't look bad. And then he got hurt, and then it was 2 seasons of nothingness, and then he ended up coming back and playing well at the end of last season. But for the most part, everybody was like, hey, why would you do that?
We can agree to disagree. I think when Kyle Pitts came out, he was a slam dunk pick. And at that point, if I remember correct, that's just what I think.
Y'all in the comments, this going to be the clip. We can clip this up. Clip that. Isn't that what you got to do to the AI?
Yeah.
Clip that. Because we going to ask
before you get to clipping, and before you get to tripping, go back, refresh yourself. Because I think that sometimes people always look and try to put 2026 lenses on, what was that, 2022, whatever that was. Go back and look. Refresh yourself. And remember, Kyle Trask, you don't even know what he is. He a witness protection program.
You keep trying to talk about Kyle Trask like it ain't everybody else in the draft. I will ask y'all let me know in the comments, was Kyle Pitts an overreach at 4 in the moment? How did y'all feel about Kyle Pitts in the moment? Either way.
And find your integrity. Don't get the line. Because some of y'all don't know the truth. Different conversation for a different day.
Sure. But that was basically now he's in his 5th year, Terry Fontenot, like I said, that's what I was saying. He didn't really get fired for drafting, even though he had a couple years where it was iffy. He got fired because he went with Raheem, and Raheem went with Zach Robinson. That's what got you fired.
Fair.
Everything else is what it is.
And shout out to Terry, who still be podding like he working for the Atlanta Falcons. And let me tell y'all,
job interview.
And let me tell y'all, all of y'all general managers not better than Terry Fontenot. I can give you a couple teams. Now, I'm not sure if I'm Terry Fontenot, to be completely honest, especially after what I just dealt with that last fool, I'm very selective about the next place that I go, because I do think that if you actually pull out his track record of his selections and transactions, he doing all right from the plate.
Clip that too. Y'all let us know how y'all feel about Terry Fontenot. Go back and look. I think he had about 2 really good drafts. Yeah, we'll see.
How many years?
5.
Wait, ain't no way. That last draft that we had was a slam dunk. Bijan is an MVP. What was the draft where we got Bergeron?
That was the draft before. That was the draft after. That was either Kyle Pitts draft or draft after Kyle Pitts.
That was Drake London.
Drake London.
I'm a Terry Fontenot disciple to the end. And y'all know me when
we can tell. We can tell.
Ride or die, bad boys for life. When he can't do no wrong in my book. And I ain't gonna say he can't do no wrong in my book. I think he's done a lot of right. And y'all have to remember who we had before, he who shall not be named. So I done came from a bad situation. So to see somebody sometimes you gotta remember your humble beginnings.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe he's the bridge to get us to where we need to go. When it comes to the rest of the league, and that's it for Falcons Focus. I really like I'm always gonna like what we're doing. I'm a Falcons fan, but I like
not me
where we're going because I feel that I can see the plan, and that's basically what Arthur Blank consulting firm came in and did. Said that they wanted a plan, and you can kind of see the plan moving forward. Now, I'm interested to see with the draft what we're gonna do and how we're gonna play this. But for now, I understand what they're doing.
And let me tell you, the draft strategy is not blame Terry because you have 5 picks. I don't want to hear that.
It's already that play already been played. That script written. Never mind. I was about to get us politically removed. Either way, let's move on to NFL. What the hell is happening in Baltimore? Well, we know what happened. The Baltimore Ravens were about to trade 2 first-round picks, 2026, I think it was the 14, 2027 pick as well for Max Crosby from the Las Vegas Raiders. From the Las Vegas Raiders. And he was in the building in Baltimore when they backed out and said that he failed a physical. And then they ended up signing Trey Hendrickson like the same day. And it all started with the Lamar Jackson leak where he said boom, and then Max Crosby was announced. The league, specifically the Ravens front office, has taken a pummeling in the media, to say the least. They're talking about the front office. People are not going to want to deal with them. They said they failed Max Crosby on an injury for his knee that everybody already knew about. And basically, when you fail somebody's physical, I didn't know until all of this came out that you have the discretion of when to fail their physical, meaning you can pass them if you want them, right? You could pass them. They may have had a shoulder injury, but if you want them and at the right price, you can say, we'll still pass you, and we'll just say you're going to rehab your shoulder or whatever, right? So with Max Crosby, that means they failed him on purpose because alleged by Oakland, Max Crosby's agent and everything is that they knew about the knee. They knew about the surgery and everything to get Trey Hendrickson and had Trey Hendrickson on the way to the building when Max Crosby is being sent home. That's
y'all ain't gonna like what I got to say.
What you got to say?
This is the right decision. What you were able to do was to occupy one guy, and the other guy who was available, hey, you interested in coming here? Yeah, I'd love to come there. Now I don't have to give up those 2 draft picks, which I said in this very podcast last week that y'all should like, follow, and subscribe. That, hey, the first number 1, perfectly fine. You had no means to draft a guy as good as Max Crosby in this draft. Not for this very next season. But that second first-round pick is mighty expensive. I said, I think I might have wanted to go for a second or a third. 2 firsts is big money. Way too big money. And now you can moonwalk out of that deal. You can get a proven commodity. Now, depending on what you like, you might want Max Crosby a little bit more than Hendrickson. I completely understand that. But with that being said, being able to keep those 2 first-round draft picks as assets is extremely valuable for the Ravens. Now, the other part about this is Raiders, y'all were able to do a lot of things with the expectation of moving him around. And somehow y'all were able to make all of those moves and still have Max Crosby come back. So I'm going to say that I think that they may have done you guys a favor too, because now this is what your defense looks like. And let me tell you, it is much improved. It is scary at all 3 levels. And I know that nobody liked it. I remember when I first saw it, I immediately said, what the fuck is going on? And then I got in the chat and everybody else said, what the fuck happened? So I know that it's not typical. I know that's not how things typically go, but this may be a situation where a transaction was going to be great for everybody and an untransaction might be just as great for everybody.
Yeah, bringing in Kwity Paye. Nakobe Dean was probably one of the higher rated free agents from the Eagles. At linebacker, when he's healthy, he is on fire. And then Quay Walker, his buddy from Georgia, went there as well, leaving Green Bay, and they kept Malcolm Kuntz, which is a big deal. And then they added Eric Stokes, who everybody needed a change of scenery. Nickelback Johnson, you brought in Chin, Palo Mal, and Porter. Everybody, they're a level above like last chance. This is not their last chance. If this doesn't work, all of them will be able to get other jobs. This is also proven that I can still play. And they all got like similar deals. I think they got like 3 years, 42, 3 years, 39, 3 years, 40. So they gave everybody the same deal, which we talked about in the NBA. They did it in the NBA, and now you're starting to see it, and now you're starting to be able to build rosters a little better. Because the Eagles knocked it out the park drafting wise. You got to be able to keep up some way.
What I like about this group of guys is they're all motivated and they're all capable. You're going to be able to, you have put together a strong defense here. Now, your quarterback situation and going after Fernando Mendoza, I don't know. I still don't think that that's necessarily the wisest decision. That's also not my problem. But this defense, I think that you put together is highly impressive. Now, I think that I would have I could see how you could value those 2 first-round picks, though, because you could have went after offensive linemen to potentially protect,
which is what
Mendoza.
You need.
Right. But this ain't bad. This ain't bad.
If they can all perform well, it's good. Now which tells me that they're going to use the draft to build their offense. Obviously, they already got Genty. They're going to get Mendoza. Obviously, they're going to try to build their offensive line and probably get another. They've traded away all their receivers, so they got to probably get some receivers in the draft as well. So we'll keep an eye on the Raiders and the Ravens as well, because I want to see what they're going to do with that 14. They need a wide receiver.
We're going to laugh at the Ravens because somehow they're going to find a way to get a receiver who's 85 years old. I thought that y'all was going to end up with Calvin Ridley, but he restructured and stayed with the Titans, so I guess that ain't going to happen. But y'all find a way to find somebody. Maybe y'all see if Dez Bryant is available.
In some smaller moves, there was Jonathan Allen, who goes to the Bengals. He said that you can't succeed with the Minnesota Vikings in old boys defense. I think he left though, and no, he's back. Who's the defensive coordinator for the Vikings? Who's the Brian Flores? In Brian Flores' defense, they said that you can't succeed, but I think he's back. So now he goes to the Bengals. That adds some really good depth. And I'm sorry, that adds a defensive lineman, a really good proven defensive lineman to that team that needs defensive help. And then also Justin Fields to the Chiefs, which is interesting. Him and Gardner Minshew, I guess, will duke it out for playing the
Gardner Minshew is quarterback 3. And Justin Fields, you're trying to do a couple things here. Number one, he's a insurance policy. If Mahomes is not ready on day 1, he can still
not going to be ready on day 1.
Right. I think we all know that. And I think that in that meantime, Andy Reid can do what nobody else can do. He's going to be able to tell you, hey, do this. And all you got to do is do what he tells you. This is an asset that you may rehab. You can keep it as an insurance policy because let's be real. Even when Mahomes come back, is you got to be careful with that, and you got to have a guy who can play somewhat like he can if you still want to be competitive. And I think that they want to be competitive. I think that when I'm talking about in the ability to move the pocket, move around. He Justin Fields is not Patrick Mahomes. I hate when I do that. When I give y'all a comparable and then y'all be, well, he ain't no hell no, ain't nobody Patrick Mahomes. Not a soul on this planet. But you got to get close.
Justin Fields can't throw the ball over the middle of the field. And that's the same thing. So
he's going to throw the ball anyway. He's going to run the ball.
But I'm interested to see Justin Fields with Andy Reid. So that will be interesting as well because he may be able to get him some money. But when it comes to quarterbacks, y'all know why we here. Kyler Murray to the Minnesota Vikings, which now leaves Kirk Cousins without a job because everybody thought he was going there. Kyler Murray gets.
You can say your piece, and then I don't.
Kyler Murray gets his release from the Cardinals. He goes to the Vikings, which now means they have officially given up on JJ McCarthy.
So fast. So furious.
He's officially out of there. I ain't gonna lie to you now. Kyler Murray, Jordan Addison, and Justin Jefferson and TJ Hawkinson is a crazy air attack. Now they're gonna need. I think they brought Jones back, or they may have let him go. I think they need another running back, which I'm surprised they didn't go for Algier. But if they can get a running back, I ain't gonna lie to you. This is not a bad move.
This is a very good Madden move. Excellent Madden
He's
move.
A Madden player.
Let me tell you, this team on Madden is about to be hellacious. Application of this, I still don't trust it. I do understand in a moment of weakness, getting Kyler Murray was very wise. I can't remember an old boy name who's a general manager before. He made a terrible move in letting Sam Darnold go to win a Super Bowl and also taking JJ McCarthy, who I think I've said a million times, we've never seen throw the ball well.
Never.
The best thing that you can do sometimes is realize you fucked up. And when you realize, hey, I blew it, let me get out of there. I think that out of the QBs that are available, Kyler probably still second best. Y'all know my answer is always Jameis.
Ooh, shit. You what? Hold on. Hold on.
Go ahead. Ask me the question.
Jameis over Kyler Murray?
Yes.
If you're the Viking?
Yes. Because, did they cut Kyler?
Speak your piece.
Did they cut Kyler?
Yes.
Oh, then yeah. Then Kyler. So it's tricky. It's trickier that they cut him, so he's not as expensive. I think that Jameis does better for your locker room. Kyler has that Oklahoma Sooner. Everybody don't like him. And you guys got to get to liking each other soon, or Justin Jefferson is going to leave. He is the linchpin for all of this working and not working. I think.
Go ahead.
I think that Kyler will at least throw the ball well enough and do a good job in keeping him with enough targets and catches that he will be happy. I don't know how this goes, especially if they win a couple games and Kyler Murray begins to feel himself, because we do know that when Kyler does well, he has a very large, or what has been communicated to us is he has a large ego. I don't know how that's going to work.
Way to go, Kev.
But
No, no. We're not gonna step over that.
go ahead.
Kyler Murray. There's no way if I'm Minnesota. First off, you bringing Jameis Winston to be a starting quarterback in Minnesota. Justin Jefferson is closer to the door than he is with Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray, of all the quarterbacks that were cut or released, is the best one. Even the ones that were re-signed is the best one almost by far. By far. And they got him and paired him with an established receiver. Shit, Kyler Murray could look crazy in Minnesota. He can throw the ball down the field. He has a rocket arm. He's fast. He can get in the pocket. All of those things. Now, as long as if I'm Minnesota, I'm locking him. I'm pulling a Jerry Jones. I got security detail on you. I'm going to pay for all your subscriptions and everything. I need to make sure that matter of fact, I'm going to live right next to you. And we're going to get up and study this playbook together. This is trying to get everybody else paid, bro. I'm trying to keep my job. You trying to get another contract. We trying to keep Justin Jefferson here. Everything aligns with you being mature for 1 year. You literally just have to be mature for 1 year.
I hate to tell you, but we've seen a long list of Oklahoma Sooners. One thing that they do not have, and what city is that they play in? Norman is at the leadership position. They get out of control.
Interesting coming from you.
Say no. Speak your piece.
Your guy is Baker, and Baker is literally doing exactly if Kyler, and that's what I was about to say. If Kyler Murray were to call Baker and just run that playbook, 1 year, prove it deal, like you did in the Buccaneers, you'll get another, and you'll probably get more than $33 million a year. You'll probably get 35. So all you have, Kyler, is 1 year. Call Baker. Y'all should have a text group, therapy line, support. It could work. And I'm taking him over Jameis. I'm taking him over who else? Everybody. There's not one quarterback that was signed that I would take over Kyler Murray.
Okay. And not to mention, the other part about this is he gonna want to be paid a lot of money again, too, if he has a good season. What you gonna pay him?
Everybody's gonna want to get paid if they have a good season.
What you gonna give?
What? I don't know. Depends on what season you have. He's top 5. Hey, it's tough. But if you have top 20 season, hey, I pay you. Sure. Now I am surprised, and there was also Geno Smith, but I don't know who he signed with. He's been released as well. So it's Geno Smith out there as well. I am surprised that the Indianapolis Colts did not go after Kyler Murray and instead kept Lieutenant Dan. And then gave him $42 million a year and signed into a multi-level contract.
That Shane Steichen staff, say that 3 times fast, is trying to stay there. I think that they do understand that the Ursay ladies are running a good program. And I think that they're going to be progressive. I think they're going to be aggressive. I don't think that that's going to be a poverty franchise. I think that those women are actually going to make that franchise way better than what their daddy was doing. And I think that if you understand that if you can go to a place where you enjoy working, the person enjoys spending money, and they're going to do everything they can to win, then I want to stay there. And I think that that's the reason they paid Daniel Jones, is they're trying to have some consistency and figure it out with him. And if you start over, we might be starting over in another city in a few months, which could still happen.
I don't see how you. First off, Ursay and the Colts have been really good for a long time. Now they did have a
Yeah,
lull, but they were. I mean, they were good for.
I
So
don't
it's
think
gonna be
that was.
hard to top.
I don't think that was thanks to Jim Irsay. I think that was Peyton Manning and Marvin Harrison, and then you can also see that I'm talking about overall. Hold on, let me
So
finish.
Robert has nothing to do with New England.
Well, hold on, let me finish. Also, organizationally, I think that the indictment that shows that they weren't doing things right was Peyton Manning does not go back to Indy for anything ever.
That's a different conversation.
That all goes into organizational for me. If your guy doesn't want to go back, and there's no way in hell that Peyton Manning should be more interested in being in Denver. That's like Joe Montana going back to Kansas City. Sure, it was okay there, but bro,
it's not. Peyton won a Super Bowl.
Yes, but your time, your greatness was established in Indy. He is never in Indy, never says anything about Indy, nothing positive about Indy. Nah, there's something there. It's like Julio in Atlanta, to be completely honest.
Cool. I disagree there. There's I don't think that has to do with what I was talking about, but if I'm Shane Steichen and I'm trying to keep my job, I'm not paying Daniel Jones $42 million and Kyler Murray is out there. There's no way. Daniel Jones has been hurt every year except for the year he needed a contract. Every year. He tore his Achilles after coming back. He tore his Achilles while playing on a broke leg coming back from a torn ACL. And you paid him $42 million? And you would take him over Kyler Murray? You talking about Jameis Winston? Y'all out of y'all mind. All of y'all who say that, y'all, I'm not gonna say I hope Kyler Murray, whatever Kyler Murray does, I ain't gonna hang my hat on none of that. But y'all are out of y'all ever loving mind. If y'all think y'all would take Lieutenant Dan, Jameis, Justin Fields, Tua, Kirk Cousins, who else was signed? Geno Smith. Who else was signed? There were other quarterbacks that were signed.
Geno probably the only
there's
starter.
No way that you would take over. And Kyler Murray's a Pro Bowl. There's no way you would take anybody over Kyler Murray in this year. No way. And y'all out y'all mind.
I honestly don't think that there was that big of a market for Kyler Murray. And I'm gonna tell y'all, I also appreciate that the Lord knew I couldn't take it, boy. If Kyler Murray came to Atlanta, I'd have quit sports. I promise. It would have been
the meanest troll. I ain't gonna lie and say I wanted it to happen, but I would have loved it to happen. That would have been the meanest troll for you to get rid of one short Oklahoma player for a day.
And you know how you be thinking to yourself, this is the type of thing that only happens to me. If we had
I would love it. I would love it. I ain't gonna lie to you. That would be the shot. That would be our permanent Falcons focus.
Done.
Just Kyler Murray.
I'd have been done because at that point it's me. I'm never gonna have nice things. I don't deserve to be happy. You know how much I dislike the first iteration of this, and now you're gonna swap it out for the exact same thing, but in the football version. Bruh, come on now. Damn. The president already wilding. We at war. Gas costs too much. Eggs cost too much. Bread costs too much. Bruh, help me. And he knew I couldn't take it. I'm gonna tell y'all, I would have cried in the car. I've been on this podcast crying every Sunday.
But with that being said, we've come to the end of the football segment of the Falcons focus as well as free agency. There are a few other moves. I'm not going to act like they weren't, but those were the big moves that we wanted to focus on because I had never seen anything like the Ravens thing that happened. And then the Falcons, again, raising our floor. With that being said, we're going to take a quick break. Then we're going to be right back for the Falcons. Sorry, for the Hawks talk.
Hey, man. We're going to come back and talk about 10 of them things
in a row.
The rest of this podcast will be brought to you by Magic City, baby. It's still Magic City Monday. It's
and it's still
up.
fuck Luke Cornett.
Man, Luke.
All day.
Man, Luke, you piece of.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, with our final segment of episode 223 of the Splashcast Monday Night Raw, our basketball episode, where we're going to talk about the Atlanta Hawks talk, and then we'll talk about some more what's going on around the league as well.
Little scamming, little Nigerian prince scamming.
Where you want to start?
Where do we want to start? We want to start with 10 wins in a row. That's where we want to start. We want to come on, add the stage. Oh, we didn't lost it. Oh, we didn't lost it. There it is. I see it.
Got it.
There it is.
There you go.
Yes, 10 wins in a row, 10 W's in a row for the Atlanta Hawks. We're going to get right to the win today. We beat the Orlando Magic 124 to 112. I know
it was not that close.
It was not. It was a complete and utter ass whooping from beginning to end. We maintained control. We won impressively. From the tip-off, we looked like the better team, and we looked very convinced on letting them know that we were better than them. And I think that after that game, they should have the same feeling that we got punched in the mouth today. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, 41 points, career high, 24 points at half career high. I really appreciate him just coming in today and saying, hey, I have to be better than everybody on the floor. And 41 points, 9 3-pointers, 7 rebounds. He was the guy who led from beginning to end. Jalen Johnson also did a very good job in this game. I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm a very realistic Atlanta Hawks fan. I don't try to get overexcited. I've called a lot of these games that we won practices, scrimmages, everything except for real games because we haven't really played against the toughest opponent. This is a game that I've had anxiety about all weekend. I had anxiety about it all morning. I had anxiety about it at tip-off. And after that, they proceeded to punch them and punch them and punch them again like they knew that they were better than them. Jalen Johnson's slow start ended the game 27 points, 7 rebounds, 8 assists. Okongwu, 18 and 9. And then on top of that, even more impressive. Excuse me, I'm looking at the wrong game, Lord. I'm a little overtaken right now. Give me 1 second.
Say you want me to help you out?
Yes, please help.
All right. So with this game, man. So again, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, 41 points on 21 shots. I think that's what you really got to pay attention. 12 of 21, 9 of 14 from 3, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals. He was a plus 27 the entire game. He was plus 26 at halftime, plus 27 after the game. Jalen Johnson, another triple-double. And right. Jalen Johnson seemed to really take it personal because Paolo and the Magic, specifically Desmond Bane, were chirping in the first quarter. Even though they looked tired, they were chirping. And Jalen did not like it. And what I like about this game is I don't think these teams like each other. Like
they don't.
The least bit.
And Paolo was trying to be in the East. Paolo was trying to be overly physical early. He was trying to, and I get it. I think he probably 20. Is he 20 pounds heavier than Jalen?
Yes, he's 270 pounds. Yes. He's like 30 pounds.
He was trying to lean into him and Kuminga in a way to say, hey, y'all a little. And this has always been a concern. If y'all go back and listen to, right before we start making all the trades, as much as I love Jalen Johnson, I do have concerns about when he plays against players that are bigger than him and players that are potentially better than him. And many times I see him kind of fade, kind of digress.
In the moment.
Yeah. And I try to give him a little bit of grace because he's still young. He hasn't played a ton of basketball games. This is really his first season and number one, the transition from being a complimentary player to being the primary player. And to see him against a guy who I think up until maybe this moment, a lot of people feel or have felt is better than him. To see him come out and have a game like this, I think that the questions may arise, and I think that they're warranted. Is Jalen Johnson better than Paolo Banchero? I think that's a very reasonable question. And if you really look at it from a Norwood point of view, if you look at the value and you look at the cost of what Paolo costs, and you look at the cost of what Jalen costs, it ain't even close.
So I need y'all to like and follow. Follow us on Instagram. If you go to Instagram and you go to the Splashcast and you scroll down about probably 6 months. When the season start? October, probably around October 2025. I posted a conversation that we had in the group. If y'all want to join the Splashcast versus the world, y'all let me know. We have good conversations.
I do remember that.
Where we had a post and I said, why is Paolo? No, you asked, why is Paolo better than Jalen? Or we asked the group, why is Paolo better than Jalen? And we had the conversation. And ever since then, Jalen has taken off. Paolo has kind of faded. Now, Paolo does have internal beef with his coach. But at this point, Paolo was 3 of 13, and we had so many bodies to throw at Paolo. And yes, he wants to overpower Jalen. But one thing that they kept pointing out, and I do look kind of like Peacock, the app. I like Austin Rivers. He's funny.
Very good. Sidebar, timeout. Let's talk about that. He is age appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
He is an NBA player, but not an NBA star. So he gives very relevant commentary as a person who played, but I wasn't the best guy on the floor. I can be more transparent than a lot of you guys. And he's just funny. I said it in the group chat, which y'all are more than welcome to join. He don't get paid a lot of money. He's a guy who eventually will go from calling to on one of these networks. He's going to have one of those 4 seats.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. What was I saying? Paolo.
Oh, you enjoy Peacock, Paolo.
Jalen.
Yes,
I know we're talking about Jalen Magic update. Jalen had a triple-double. Either way. What I was saying about Paolo, when you go back and look into it, is that Jalen has done well and Paolo has faded, and he was 3 of 13. But the thing is, they didn't get any help from really anybody else. Jalen Carter, who has been a fantastic, or is it Jamal Carter?
You talking about the guard for them?
Yeah, has been a really good addition. But
Javon Carter.
Oh, that's what I was saying about.
Used to play with the Bulls. You were. That was a guy who you were really high on.
Yeah, because he was like for $7. Yeah. But Paolo, while he tried the big man, that's what I was saying. When Paolo was trying to big man Jalen, one thing that the Hawks do now is we get out and run nonstop. And if you listen to Austin Rivers, he was like, dog, the Magic are tired. And we outran them to a 17-point lead. And then, of course, Nickeil Alexander-Walker gets hot. And that just lends to the fact that you don't know who's going to be hot. He had 41, 24 at halftime. Last game, CJ had like 33. So it's like, well, who's going to be hot? And then the defense, Desmond Bane got frustrated. They couldn't dribble against us. And I do think there were some coaching things that Magic should have done to maybe play black a little bit more. But for the most part, they can't hang with us if we run.
He was out.
Paolo took 16 free throws.
Which is which number one, Anthony Black being out makes it more difficult because he's kind of the Dyson Daniels of their team, where you can kind of say, all right, is he a guard? Yeah, but is he also big as a wing? Yeah, which in this case, I'm going to say this every week. Dyson Daniels' ability to play multiple positions is life-saving.
Bro, he had
Because
15 and 12.
whatever you got to get, like, all right, well, we'll put CJ in the lineup. All right, well, Dyson can guard most threes happily. And on one end, you look at Banchero and you say, yeah, he's a lot heavier than Jalen Johnson, just, standing next to each other. Well, that's great when you're in the post. When you're running up and down the court, and as Joker has called him, he runs like a fawn or a deer. That's exactly what he was doing with Banchero. And you could see the Magic, who they play a slower style of basketball, huffing and puffing. They looked whooped. And I saw that in the first quarter, and I was like, first of all, we have so many guys to throw at you. So many. Because we got Kuminga, we got Mo Gay, who got in early. We got, we got Jalen. If you really need in a pinch, Dyson is going to be busy. He's still 6'7", and he's active and strong. So even if you try, he's going to frustrate you, even if it's only for a couple possessions. And the Magic, once you get past that first 5, it ain't the same. Jet Howard is good, but he's not a good defender. They really needed.
They missing Wagner, and they missing Franz and Black, like you said. So
yeah,
that's 7.
That too, but they also, like, this is a game where, unfortunately, the other guy who would have probably helped a lot was also out in Jonathan Isaac, just because he's their kind of equivalent, or should be their equivalent of Mo Gay, of, hey, you're tall and fast. Just go stand in front of whoever's cooking and harass them. And then you also just have Nickeil Alexander-Walker is a $14 million player that should be paid $25 million at minimum. Minnesota,
41.
You blew it. You blew it, Minnesota. I know that you should have made other moves. Nickeil was not the guy to let go. He's blossomed into way more than what anybody thought he was going to be. That guy is a really good basketball player, and he's on an excellent contract. So you look, and you got Jalen Johnson getting paid $30 million a year. That's a steal. You got Nickeil Alexander-Walker. That's a steal. You got CJ, who is just and
his money is going to go to Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and we'll bring him back on a cheaper deal.
But I think that we were uniquely qualified to know that CJ was still a bucket because of the way he cut our ass. I don't think the rest of the NBA said, oh, I still, if you actually go into the comments, people still will make CJ McCollum goes. You're like, why is he on my timeline? Oh, because he is going nuclear. That's why. He is still, I ain't gonna call him prolific, but he is hell to deal with on offense. Defensively, he ain't a lot, but you better strap up because he got a full complement of moves.
Yeah, and today, unfortunately, there are a couple things that I didn't like. We lost focus in the fourth quarter, then the third and fourth quarter. When we were up by like 29 at one point, and then they cut it all the way down to like 13, 11. I didn't like that. And I know Kuminga's rusty, but we've seen the good in Kuminga when he's played the first 4 or 5 games. This was the first game I saw the bad. It was the
game before he was bad too.
He was literally the fuel behind them getting from being down 23 to being down 11. He was almost like a 0 for 10 run on his own. And then CJ McCollum did have a rough game. He was 9 points, 3 or 14, but he hustled on defense. I ain't gonna lie to you. Him and Gabe Harris. Is it Gabe Harris? Gabe Vincent. Him and Gabe Vincent. I ain't the biggest Gabe Vincent fan, but he gets in the way. He ain't hitting no three, but he gets in the way on defense.
Gabe is rehabbing his image. I need y'all to relax when I say this, but I need you to understand the sentiment is he kind of like Russell Westbrook when he was for the Lakers, where everything that goes bad, oh, he just sucks. Gabe is he never had the talent of Russ, so his highs are never going to be that high. But Gabe is a very legitimate backup point guard. He's gonna play good on ball defense. He'll organize the offense. He'll be in the spots that he needs to be, and he won't get worked when he's out there. And when you're asking for a backup point guard, that's all you need. Kind of not the same game, but very reminiscent of a guy like DeLon Wright, where it's like, hey, he ain't finna give you 1,000,000 points, but while he's out there, that backup point guard not finna kill him either. And in the past, that's been a place where you let the Tom Satoranskis of the world get out there and give you a little 20, and you're like, who? And the Ish Smiths of the world, Kev, are just guys who are just nothing burgers, just come out and destroy us. So the Gabe Vincent minutes are very good.
Bench Corey be better. But we didn't really play a lot. He ain't playing.
Corey Kispert only played 4 minutes. I think he should play more. I am probably the highest on Corey Kispert of anybody in the world. He came in 1 of 3 from 3. If you surround him with decent defenders, then he is going to be more than okay. I do still have an issue that Christian Coloco is not even a consideration. Austin Rivers actually said that when the second unit came in and Jock Landale was in there. He's like, I don't know why the Magic would not go into the paint. There's no rim protection. And he was 1,000% right. And thankfully, nobody heard it or said anything to Jamal Mosley. But Coloco just, I don't know why he's falling out of the rotation. His ability to man the paint, it just made the Hawks' life infinitely easier. And then it's like
play him over.
Jock Landale. Jock ain't playing
you
that.
Always say follow the money, don't you?
Yeah. Do you want to keep money coming every second week? Do you like getting paid consistently? If that's the case, like,
I mean, Landale only played 11 minutes. Like he didn't really play. He played Kuminga 19, which that was frustrating for me because Kuminga, you saw he ain't having in the first 7 minutes.
Correct.
Like, it wasn't there. And Landale, this is where I would like to see Coloco, but remember they played Wendell Carter, so they didn't play their backup center at all either.
What I'm saying is, in this game, I think the Coloco and Asa Newell and Mo Gay. I'm gonna tell you what my bench will really be with this team right now. I guess maybe Gabe. I'm gonna make Reese Shea play the 2. Mo Gay, Asa Newell, Christian Coloco. Because it gives you enough scoring. They can all dribble the ball well enough. And we have height for days.
Where would you play Kuminga?
I don't think the Kuminga should have played tonight. He ain't healthy.
So are you talking about in general or are you talking about tonight?
These last few Kuminga, after the Kuminga fire, when he first came in on fire, I don't think that he should have honestly played. I think they just made him play this game because this was a big game and they needed to have him out there. But I think that after we saw it, I think that Asa Newell would have been better tonight than Jonathan Kuminga.
Well, you also, I mean, he played the majority of the minutes when he was up by like 20. You know, he came in the first quarter. That was it. Then he didn't play again until the third quarter when we were up by 25, 29.
And that's when
I would have taken it out sooner.
I would have 1,000%. We was up 25. Asa Newell, you need minutes, and Jonathan Kuminga, you ain't looking the spryest right now. So yeah, let's play the guy who needs the minutes and rest the guy who's not healthy.
Yeah.
Quinn does a lot of things that you look like. I'll be looking like, why are you doing this? It just doesn't make a ton of sense. But it's almost like he's committed. Like it's like he decides the game plan the night before and refuses to make any like in-game adjustment to be like, well, if I said that if I've allocated these minutes, he must play these minutes. Bro, you can make a change.
Yeah. So the Hawks have won 10 in a row. I think our last weeks we had the Bucks, Nets, and Dallas.
Correct.
Um,
Hold on. Let me get the Dallas game up first. This is a fantastic. I did that wrong. Let's remove that. Let's go here. And let's go here. This is what I hope that we can consistently look like. We beat the Mavs 124-112. This is another game that was not nearly as close. Jalen Johnson, 27.7 rebounds, 8 assists. Nikhil Alexander-Walker, 29 points, 3 assists, 5 3-pointers made, and 2 steals. Yeka Okongwu, 18 points, 9 rebounds, 4 blocks, 3 3-pointers made. And then Dyson Daniels, the Ben Simmons game special, 14 points, 10 assists, 7 rebounds, and 3 steals. We beat them convincingly. I think the point that I enjoyed the most was watching Dyson Daniels terrorize Cooper Flag. You know how they always ask players, man, what was your welcome to the NBA moment? It was Dyson Daniels. And as big as Cooper Flag is and as talented as he is, when you play against a guy who's a really locked down defender and he's just manhandling you and you're 4 or 5 inches taller than him, that's got to be a rough night. And Dyson gave him everything that he wanted. Cooper ain't look like much of nothing versus us. And that made me feel really good.
Yeah, Klay Thompson got hot in the third quarter, and they ended up cutting the lead down because we were up by 14 after the first. That was probably something that bothered me a little bit. We were up by 14 after the first. We were up by 11 at halftime. We ended up winning by 12, but they did cut it down to 4 after the third, which to me, it kind of nullifies my argument that we talked about the Magic first, because I was going to say playing against teams that you're supposed to win, I don't want to see us lose those leads. I'd rather build on them. But then you played against the Magic and won. But even with that being said, this game, I still don't like that we have bad third quarters. We had a bad third quarter against the Magic. We had a bad third quarter against Dallas. And if it really wasn't for, and again, our bench didn't really give us much again. And again, Kuminga was out. But if it really wasn't for Jalen Johnson and Nikhil Alexander-Walker, we would have been in a little bit of hot water. But win is a win. At this point, that was what, 9 in a row. So
yeah,
I ain't gonna.
But this is my only thing about it is I know that his value has also dissipated. Is Klay Thompson still Klay Thompson? Just the same way that we kind of talk about CJ McCollum. Klay had new haircut. I don't know what Meg did to him, but he came out there and he looked like old Klay, and he's still one of the greatest shooters of all time. When he got that shot going, it ain't nothing you can do but watch it go in. He still has one of the best forms in NBA history. And
I would love to see his splits from playing at home versus playing on the road.
Absolutely. And I mean, that comes with age and everything else too.
That comes with Meg the Stallion.
That too. All of the
at
above.
Home, I might not have the legs.
Right. But there are going to be nights, just like there'll be nights for CJ where he going to go crazy. It's going to be some nights where Klay going to remind y'all, hey, I'm still him now. and really none of y'all can really shoot at me if I get to shooting. And that's what it is. And if you watch it, you just gotta respect a shooter. A shooter gonna shoot.
Yeah, but the thing that you can see with all of these wins, especially in this one, is that we're very well rounded. We're gonna get 4 or 5 people. If it's a close game, we're gonna get 4 or 5 people in double figures. If we blow you out, we're gonna have 9 people. 8 people in double figures.
And this is what justifies the trades that we made and moving in a different direction is there is not a central hub that you say, oh, if I shut this guy down, then we're probably going to beat this team. Even during this 10-game winning streak, Jalen hasn't played the best basketball, I think, of the season. But in these
He was in a
moments,
funk for the first few games.
right, you got Nikhil who's got it. You got CJ who has it on different nights. Okungwu who has it on different nights. Dyson
Kispert with a career game.
exactly.
33.
And the way that the offense is set up, it's not like we give the ball to this person, then he gives the ball to this person, or he gives them no. The ball goes to who's open. Shoot the shot, get back on defense. And if we can run, let them chase us. And one thing that I will say is the majority of these guys are good finishers. Even CJ even in his age, he got a toolbox full of moves. And every time you think that you stopped him, he gonna hesitate and go in a different direction. Dyson is willing to jump into you. Jalen Johnson has this move where he likes to jump into you, then give you the elbow, then shoot the jump shot because he's just in the air that long. And Dyson in that floater.
Well, CJ's gotten quietly, nobody's talked about it. He's really improved at distributing. So like he's getting the ball, and we run a lot of small on big picks.
Yep.
With Dyson Daniels and Nikhil Alexander Walker, and he's making that. It might not be assists, but he makes the hockey assists. He gets the play going almost every time, and then as long as it ain't fourth quarter, you give him the ball with the shot clock going down, that's a bucket or a foul. So,
and I will tell y'all, Corey Kispert is gonna dunk on one of y'all.
Every time
I understand Luke Cornett and all the things that he brought, but Luke just did not have the physicality and the size that Corey Kispert has.
Let's first off say fuck Luke Cornett.
I mean, my bad. All of well, they all look alike. How does that
Luke
feel?
Kennard.
But yeah, but like Luke Kennard, as good as he was, and he was shooting the cover off the ball, he just did not have that level. I am a Corey Kispert fan, and I am going to keep telling y'all at that size and that ability to shoot the basketball, he is going to be either a very good Atlanta Hawk or he's going to be a very valuable asset. And he is assimilated into whatever you want to call Atlanta culture very quickly. And I feel like he wants to dunk on one of y'all. And every game he tries, and I really appreciate that. I also feel like he probably doing pretty well because there's another part of Atlanta who likes athletes, and I feel like you can get right over there and flourish. Atlanta probably doing him very well, and I assume an Athens trip for him probably in the near future.
Oh yeah.
If you know, you know.
Oh yeah.
I can spot a killer from a mile away, and I know a killer when I see one. And
oh yeah. That boy stand out in Athens, don't he? 6'9", 6'8".
The long hair, and he put on a fit. All right.
He from up there. He be wearing. He get him. But what about this Nets game though? The Zachary Ricochet game. This got us to 8 wins in a row.
The Nets are a team that's very interesting. I like them because they are like a long athletic team. They have a lot of players they're trying to play, and they can present matchups, especially at 100%. They can definitely present matchup issues for us. But this game, Ricochet, 19 points, 9 rebounds, 1 steal, 2 blocks, plus 17. Jalen Johnson,
offensive rebounds too.
Jalen Johnson, 21, 9 and 9. Nikhil, 18, but it was on 5 of 13 shooting. CJ was 6 of 17. But Ricochet this is the reason that I'm not punting on Ricochet. I'm not. I know that everybody, we got time. We knew that this guy was a project. And I want to be real. Best case scenario, he doesn't blossom in this. He doesn't blossom by the time it's time to sign the contract. You need him to kind of do what Jalen Johnson did, where you can identify that he can be good. You can kind of get him on a reasonable contract, and then he blossoms in the second act. And then you start looking at the contract and saying, whew, man, we got us one. The talent is there. The ball handling has to come around. His movement is a little different. But I think that that's just things that he's going to have to work. And of course, he needs 20 pounds, at least 10, 15 would be great for 20 pounds. And if it was me, I'm putting him and Asa Newell in the gym every day together. And I'm making those guys practice with Jalen and Kuminga. That's really it. Is I want to see that 2-on-2 every day. How you, when you're growing up and you're in high school and you got those two other guys, you're like, all right, well, we're gonna play y'all every day until we can beat y'all. And every day y'all just get in there and get after it and get after it. And you know that they're better than you because they're older than you. But if I work with these guys every day in and out, I can be as good as these guys. And I think that's the potential they have.
Well, Ricochet, I told y'all I was going to flourish coming off the bench because there's not as much ball handling off the bench, and it's a little bit more free flowing. Where you have in the starters, you have more Jalen Johnson, Dyson Daniels, Nikhil Alexander Walker, Onyeka Okongwu, CJ McCollum. Ain't everybody only catch and shoot person on the court really is. I mean, they all technically could, but the only catch and shoot person is Okongwu. Whereas, and they tried to make Ricochet that, but to me, I always thought Ricochet was better at using his height and just kind of running around, and that's really what he is. He's a 6'10" too. So he got 7 offensive rebounds against the Nets. He now is getting the ball and he's runs like Jalen. He gets out on the break. And then he's gotten confident and he elevating from one step inside the free throw line and dunking. And will dunk on you. Now, if he could just nail down in this game, he started shooting well. But if he could nail down the jump shot off the dribble, coming off the screen.
I don't care about the shot for the rest of the season. In the offseason,
no, I mean the season. I mean the offseason.
I would like for the shot to come around. But like I told you, play him like Dyson Daniels. Can you defend? Can you rebound? Can you push the pace? If you don't have a shot, put the ball on the floor, get to the bucket. I know that we want to like stereotype these players into positions, and I know what he looks like. We got a guy who can't shoot. Nobody cares that Dyson Daniels can't shoot. Do you care? I don't.
I don't care because I like Quinn as much as we talk about him. About his rotations. He has figured out how to make Dyson Daniels eat up space through picks, and just if you put the 5 on me, then I'm gonna go right around you. Or if you put a 1 on me, I'm gonna go into the paint.
But see, that's where you can't treat him like people stereotypically. Shout out to Austin Reeves. I'm stealing this from you. You can't treat Dyson Daniels how you treat Draymond Green. They don't even look at Draymond when he's out of the 3-point line. If you do that with Dyson, he will dunk on your face. He gonna close that. He gonna close that gap very fast and attack the basket. Draymond just don't have the athleticism, especially not at this age. But if I'm Ricochet, I want you to go to the basket and shoot free throws and build your confidence. The shot waxes and wanes. That's what it's gonna be for us, for the foreseeable future. But I tell you one thing. If you're going to be that tall, you might as well use your height.
And he shoot now. He's gotten past and this again, shout out to coaching. They've gotten him past the embarrassment of not being able to shoot to the point where he wouldn't even shoot before. Now he's shooting, and because Jalen is such a good rebounder, and because Okongwu was there, and because we now have a little bit of size in the paint, even with Langdale can do well in a 5x5 square, right at the rim. So as long as you get the ball on the rim. When he wouldn't get the ball on the rim, I was like, bro, just shoot it. If it goes in, it goes in. But we're a pretty decent rebounding team.
Right.
And if we can do that, that gives us second chance points and more possessions, which has been key to this 10-win streak.
And especially on that second unit, yeah, everybody out there mostly gonna hustle and try their best to get the board. And I mean, even Corey Kispert is a legit shooter. He looking to get downhill first. Now, if you give me the shot, I'm gonna take it. But I'd much rather take an easy 2 or shoot free throws. And I think that's the biggest opportunity. Same thing kind of with Kuminga. Just put it on the floor. Y'all all are tall and strong. Shoot the free throws. Just shoot them. And if we shoot free throws enough, everything else will be fine. Because they're going to get in foul trouble. Then they're going to back up.
Yep. And then we played the Bucks. Now that was a schedule win. No Giannis. No Giannis. And we beat them by 23 points. The Bucks, we thought that they actually played hard because we have their pick. So, but you go ahead. This is the CJ McCollum 30-point game I was referencing earlier.
The Bucks are stupid. 2 weeks ago, I told Reggie they have a 0.2% chance of making the playoffs. It's over. And we're going to get that's going to be the next point is, and I've been telling y'all this since pre-All-Star. That's when the playoffs started. The playoffs are the teams that are going to be in the playoffs and play in is now set. And the Bucks were under this disillusionment that they were still playing for something when they were playing for nothingness. And that's the reason that I know that their organization is going to fail, is they won't even look at the math and say, hey, it's over. They were just playing to play Giannis and risking an injury, which he still ended up with a game or two ago when they finally sat him down. They didn't have the roster to keep up with us. CJ McCollum, 30 points on 7 3-pointers made. Boy, it feels so good to have multiple guys who can just shoot the ball. Jalen Johnson, 23 points, 12 assists, 10 rebounds, 2 3-pointers made. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, 20 points on 3 3-pointers made, 3 steals. The Bucks are a terribly built team. Giannis is holding them hostage. They did not do themselves any type of favor.
Shout out Ryan Rollins though.
He cooked Dyson. He cooked Dyson. But you should have kept, if you're going to play this bad, then you should have kept Dame. You could have traded him next year as an expiring. Somebody would have took him. But now you have to pay him 4 more years at $20 million a year. You have Miles Turner, who is overpaid, and good luck trying to get out of that deal. And now you have Giannis, who's
8 points and 6 rebounds. Bobby Portis is your best player right now. And Ryan Rollins. Them 3. Kuzma ain't do nothing.
No, Kuzma's time is he's gonna have to go somewhere else and prove that he can play basketball again. But overall, the Bucks just are a poorly run organization with no plan. There's no plan here, and like he said, we own their pick. The best thing that could happen, and the worst thing, is that the Pelicans are playing good now. So the Pelicans, I think, may end up with I got to see who gets that pick, but the Pelicans may end up with the Bucks pick, maybe, or maybe the Bucks. I think we get the Bucks pick potentially, and the Bucks may get the Pelicans pick, but the Pelicans going to keep on winning. It's not going to be that bad of a pick, but it gives us 2 shots. The Bucks are out of there. The Pelicans won again tonight. They're 8-3 in their last 11. But overall, this is just a win that we were going to get.
A lottery pick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's still a lottery pick.
Yeah, but I think they're going to. they're going to try to win a lot of the end of these games. And of course, it'll be a lottery because they won't be in the play-in, but it ain't going to be fun. It's not going to be what we're going to have because the Bucks going to keep on losing.
Yeah, they are. They are.
But I will say overall, to sum this up, man, 10 wins in a row. This by far is the biggest win. Congratulations. We haven't won this many wins. We hadn't had this many wins in a decade.
Since we won, didn't lose in January. Didn't lose the month of
Correct.
January.
Right. It feels good. I think that all of the moves right now, if you look at the trades that we have made, were positive trades. They have, if you want to look and say, honestly, Saleh, since he's been here, from whence he started to present day, I think that it would be tough to not say that he's not made some of the best moves of anybody. I think that, even the Kristaps Porzingis move, I think had we been communicated with from the beginning that he was sick and we didn't know what he had, I think that would have probably mitigated our expectations and made it way more reasonable.
I ain't never had no expectation. He ain't playing like two.
Yeah, but we didn't know he had. Nobody still knows what he has.
We don't know what he has. I'll say this: I told y'all from the get-go that we needed to win the majority of these games going into the second part of March. I didn't think we were gonna go 10-0. But I needed us to win these games because, again, we really didn't play anybody. And I said our barometer is going to be this part coming up where we have the Magic, which we did win that game, get a reprieve with the Mavericks, even though the Mavericks just won tonight, I believe. And then we play the Rockets.
No. They beat the Cavs the night before. And nobody said nothing about that mysteriously.
And beat them by 30.
You got whooped by the Mavericks and ain't nobody say nothing. Now, when they beat the Mavericks, it's amazing how.
But we play the Rockets. Then we got Warriors, Grizzlies at home, which we win. But then we got Pistons, Celtics, reprieve with the Kings, then Celtics. And then we got, again, April 1st, the rematch with the Magic in Orlando after embarrassing them. Then Knicks, Cavs, Heat, Nets. And all of those games are now going to mean something because the last time we talked about it, now that you have all of this up here, we were thinking, the Cavs might not really be playing and rest. Ain't no rest. So all of these games now matter. And this is a tough way to end the season.
For the weary. None. And I don't like that for my team. I do love that for a fan of basketball. And for the listeners, y'all going to have to just listen through this part, and I'm going to talk y'all through it to the best of my abilities. What I have up here is the NBA standings, and I think that this ain't exactly how it is, but if you look at it, Bucks, Bulls, Nets, Wizards, Pacers, it's over. Pack it up. If you're a starter, give on up. Try to stay. The best thing that all of these teams can do is try to get healthy and ping pong balls. Now, in the East, I have it basically formatted as you have the top 4 teams and then you have 5 through 10. So Pistons 48 and I think 19, Celtics 44 and 23, Knicks 44 and 25, and the Cavs 41 and 27. I don't think that anybody in that next group is catching them. But it's a dogfight at the top. And in this, seeding is going to be infinitely more interesting. And I don't know if it's better to win or lose right now. Because you could end up playing the Hornets or the Hawks.
Well, I don't for those 4 teams, my bad. For those 4 teams, out of 5 through 10, to me, the first any one of those teams, I'll probably say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of the 6 of the 6 teams that are 5 through 10 And if the 76ers get healthy, them too. I think that they could. They're not gonna get healthy. Then I think that they could. I think the Knicks are vulnerable. I actually think the Cavs, depending on who they play, are beatable.
Surely can be had.
I
I mean,
don't
that's the
know about
Mavericks.
the Celtics. I don't know about the Celtics. I think Jason Tatum is a feel good story, but he obviously has limitations physically, even though he's great spot up 3-point shooter. He's still 6'10. And then the Pistons, who looked almost unbeatable for a long time, have come back down to earth. So I think anybody from 5 to 10 really could beat those teams. And
The Pistons'
that's all I'll say.
issue
Go ahead.
is their defense is not as good as it used to be. The last 2 years, they've been basically like second defensive efficiency. They're like 12th now. So, like, still a good defense, but not a world beater defense. And their offense, it ain't the greatest. It's a lot of Cade.
You might have pick and roll with him and
The
Durant.
Celtics are interesting for a couple reasons. Number one, they shoot the cover off the ball. Jaylen Brown has been, and they've been world beaters. Now, at the very last minute, you have to incorporate Jason Tatum. Now, do I think that Joe Mazzulla is probably the most capable of doing that and doing it flawlessly? Absolutely. I think that he deserves to be coach of the year, and I think Jaylen Brown should be the MVP. If you don't like it, you can kiss my ass. But it's just adding a variable at the very last moment. The Knicks are soft. And I don't see, like, I think that they're pretty good, but they're not championship good, and they're the second most expensive roster in the NBA. I think that they're in a weird space where they're just not good enough, and they cost too much, so they're gonna fall apart, and then you're gonna have to blow something. I don't know if you have to blow the whole thing up, but you're gonna have to lose some pieces, and that's going to make them come back to reality.
But I still think that there could be a favorite. Even though I said they're beatable, they have the makeup. They're a big team. The Knicks are a big team. And everybody that's below them, other than the Cavs, ain't really big enough to be able to handle them in a series, pause if necessary.
Yeah, but I don't think the Knicks. I think that the Raptors are a very big problem for the Knicks because they match up everywhere. And the one place where they have more size at center, the Raptors have more speed. And if you need to, you can still throw Jakob Poeltl in there, and that works either way. And I think that the Raptors have a better bench with Colin Murray Bulls. The Magic are an interesting team. The point guard, they don't get enough facilitation from me. Banchero has to do too much work on his own. Now, I think the Heat are a scam. I just don't think that they did a lot of work early. They won like 20 games or something to start the season, and then they've just been kind of mid after that. I don't think that they're a real contender. They just won't be a headache. They'll more be a headache for whoever they play, but they're going to lose. The 76ers, I hate to say it, Kev, they are a train wreck. And they just falling apart at the wrong part of the season. I don't think that any of the guys who they need to get healthy will be healthy. The only potential saving grace, and it will probably save his own grace, is if Paul George can come back healthy and show that he is the man. There's no reason why he can't come back and be the person that all these children have grown up trying to be like. I mean, you sat out 25 games, bro. You well rested, you healthy. This is your time to flourish, and everybody wants to be you. Atlanta, we're a solid team with solid depth. I don't think you want to play us right now. We are. I ain't gonna say we're not world beaters, but I would not want to suit up and try to play against the Atlanta Hawks, who are 10, 11 players deep. And then you got the Charlotte Hornets, who arguably might be the best team in the East right now. That's the worst part about it. That LaMelo,
right now. I would say probably like 3 weeks
Neville,
ago they were. Not right now though.
Okay. I'm telling you, you don't want that problem.
No, I don't think you want the problem with any one of them. I think the way that this shakes out though, Well, I gotta see schedules. But the way it is, I think the Hawks and the Toronto Raptors can play their way into the 5 and 6 seed. And if the Hawks get the 6 seed and the Raptors get the 5 seed, I do not think Cleveland wants to see the Raptors, and I do not think that the New York Knicks want to see the Atlanta Hawks.
I 1,000,000% agree on both. Check, check, chef's kiss. Excellent. And I'm gonna tell y'all, man, them Raptors, they are good. I still don't like Jakob Poeltl taking up all that money. I don't like Emmanuel Quickly taking up all that money. But Scotty Barnes is everything minus just no jump shot. And then Brandon Ingram is the jump shot. RJ Barrett, more than happy to play in Toronto.
Utility man.
And Colin Murray Boyles. He come right in and beat Scotty Barnes Jr. Is and it's so funny.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's so funny that when you look at the draft, CMB did not want to go to Toronto. That was an excellent draft pick. Mm-hmm. And I think now he probably feels a little bit differently about it.
The only team I think that if they make it out of the play-in that probably gets 4-1 is probably the Heat. Or I don't think the 76ers make out of the play-in. So I would probably say the Heat would probably be the least entertaining because I don't think that they're good enough to get to no points. Yeah. And if they play Boston, not gonna happen. Now I would love to see LaMelo.
I want to see that so I can see what Bam get versus a real team.
I would love to see LaMelo and the Hornets get the 7 seed, and I would love to see them play Boston.
Oh, because it's gonna be a shootout.
150 to 142. I would love to see that, and then of course the Heat versus Detroit. I think the Heat in Detroit would be interesting for the first game, and then after that, it'd be over. But yeah, that's it for me on the East, man. I thoroughly enjoy how this is going to play out.
Oh, this is going to be if you're a basketball fan, go ahead, get your 2 TVs. It's that time of year. Now we're moving on to the Western.
You see my ambiance back there, brother.
Right. Now the Western Conference is a little different. You got the top 2, you got 3 through 7, 8 through 10, and then once again, all the teams on the right, it's over. Now the Grizzlies, I don't know exactly what they're doing. They're still trying to win for I don't know what reason. The Mavericks, Cooper Flag is trying to win games by himself. The Pelicans, DeJounte Murray is proving to y'all what I already knew about him. He is a leader. He's not finna lose games. He's not going to do it. He don't have the tank in him. And I know that that's hurting us, but it's just good to see. And once again, Pelicans, if you play your cards right, and by play your cards right, if you trade Zion and clear that cap space and maybe get a draft pick for him, you could do some real damage with that team. I would also trade Sadiq Bey because his value is probably as high as it's going to be right now. And there's teams that will pay for guys who are strong end shooters. The Jazz have Jedi mind tricked y'all. I'm going to tell you right now, be ready for next season. It's going to look a lot different around there. And then the Kings, boy. Me, Reggie, and Kevin could run the Kings better than what they got going right now. I feel like that with all of my heart and all of my soul. I'm not lying to y'all. I'm not being facetious. Just give me the keys to the building and move. Now to the teams that are actually going to make the playoffs or play in. The Blazers, weird situation. I don't know if they can get any better, but how many starting point guards can you have on one team?
Oh, I'm raiding. I'm the Hawks. I'm raiding.
No, but I mean, what can you get? You can't get Dame. You can't trade Dame again. Drew Holiday costs $40 million. Not paying that. Scoot, I don't know what Scoot is.
He's looked better. He's looked better this year. Had a little eye
Yeah,
surgery, had the Jameis Winston special, and ended up getting the eye surgery, and now all of a sudden his shoot percentage went up a little bit. He's a little bit
yeah,
more mature. Remember, he was super young when he came into the league too.
right. But I don't know what the value of that looks like, and I'm not. I mean,
I'm
not.
speaking selfishly for the Falcons, for the Hawks.
I mean, what I give you Gabe, but I mean, I'm not giving you more than
Yes,
that.
I'll give you
Uh,
Gabe and one of them second round picks we traded for.
and then finally, the lead guard and the best player on your team, Denny Avija. I keep looking at this roster like, how do you have 4 point guards? How does this work? Then the next guy on your team, Shaden Sharp, he's a 2 guard. They all can. I don't know what they're going to do. Yeah, but next year, I don't know what this team does now or in the future other than probably keep clinging. And that Yang Hansen pickup looks way weirder. That looks like a bad stretch. The Warriors, I don't know what they're doing. They're actually suggesting that the Warriors losing the play-in so that they can get a ping pong ball and potentially get a lottery pick. But so Steve Kerr can harass that child too.
Steve Kerr, they're trying to ride it out to blow it up. They're just trying to blow it up. They need Draymond to retire, but they can't force Draymond to retire because they can't force Steph to retire. And Steph ain't never going to just tell Draymond to leave. So they are literally being held in limbo too. So, I mean, it's tough.
The Clippers have had, hey, we laughed at Tyronn Lue when they was 6-15. I don't know if they can eclipse the Suns and get there.
Yes. With Kawhi playing the way he is, Kawhi playing MVP level for basketball.
Yeah, but I mean, it's 5 games and it might be 10 games left in the season. So that's
but they play also 6 get John Collins back. You get a lot of
John Collins.
A lot of people hurt.
You're right. John Collins had a head and neck injury, whatever. I mean, you're right. It could be interesting, but the Suns, Devin Booker, but they also got Jalen Green back, even though they lost
Dylan Brooks.
They got Jalen Green back, and Jalen Green, I would be interested in having him on the Atlanta Hawks. I don't think that this. Yeah, some iteration of that. Like, I think that just works better for both teams. You get a salary cut where you get to bring somebody else in, and I mean, we can actually have a legitimate 2 guard, and then whatever we drafted could go onto the bench. But Jalen Green and Devin Booker, while they're very redundant, kind of very similar basketball players, they're good. That one thing that they're gonna always be able to do is shoot you into a game. Then you got the Timberwolves, who are looking kind of weird. Julius is kind of turning into a pumpkin lately and not scoring in the first half. That's not good.
But you talking about a 3 through the 7 or the 3 through the 6 is what you're talking about? Yeah. Yeah. I don't believe in the Lakers. The Lakers right now are the number 3 seed.
The Lakers are a stand.
But LeBron, do you feel?
And the Lakers are about to beat the Rockets again.
Do you feel that LeBron and the Lakers are really embracing this? I'm the third person, and can he continue to keep that sustainable going into the playoffs? Because they do look different. They do look different with LeBron playing as the third fiddle. But I just don't know. Now I don't know about their defense. I don't know what they got.
Do you mind doing the least amount of work in a group when you getting paid the most money?
Yeah, I mean, ain't that what most founding father skinned people do?
Exactly. He's cool right now because I'm letting the young kids do the work and I'm still getting all of the money and the praise. It's going to be interesting when they say, hey, you have to take a pay cut, whether or not he actually does it. That's
his morals and principles. He ain't never gonna do that.
Right. And the other part is Austin Reeves gonna take a pay cut? Money is Adam Silver has this second apron is a power play. Because Austin Reeves, on one hand, this is his time to make as much money as possible. You need to go to the highest bidder available. But if you do that, the Lakers should tell you no.
Let me tell you,
The Lakers should not be like Austin Reeves not worth more than $30 million. I don't care what
Oh,
you
you saying you
say.
shouldn't pay him? Oh yeah, no,
Yes.
nah, brother, you looking like a Memphis, Portland, Sacramento special, brother. They gonna give you
Right.
47, 45, and you
Right.
gonna go right over there and have the time of your life being terrible, but getting all the money.
And same thing with LeBron. If you want more than $30 million, my answer is no. This is not the old NBA where you could just pay everybody and everything be okay. No, if you don't have the money, you have a problem.
Yeah.
I like the Nuggets, but they old and injured. The Rockets, Amen Thompson is not a point guard. I hate that you had to use this season to figure that out, but you need a point guard. But had he been able to pull off the Dyson Daniels, you would have been in rarefied air. It just ain't shake back that way for you. So Tari Eason is probably out the door and potentially Jabari too. But if you trade those guys, you should be able to come back with a point guard. Pretty good one.
Minnesota. So there's all four of these teams. I said the Lakers were a scam. I think Denver and Minnesota are the scary teams in the West outside of the top two. Out of this group, that can make a run. Minnesota is tried and true. They Western Conference Finals last 2 years.
Correct.
Denver has Joker, and if Jamal Murray's healthy, they complement and Aaron Gordon. They complement each other very well. But
they know each other.
But they're just missing depth. But y'all didn't play the old people at the park before.
Hell yeah.
That first quarter, it'd be tough. It's when them legs give out. But
right,
I don't know if they have the depth to be able to hang with it. And like you said, with the Rockets, I don't know. I think the Rockets are built to muck up the game, but Sengun going to the playoffs, Sengun gonna have to play against OKC or San Antonio.
Let's be real here, man.
Thing for him is to play against the Lakers because you can't do nothing with nobody else.
These four teams are in terrible. These four teams are the equivalent of the Knicks and the Cavs. You're playing like you spent all this money to not be a true competitor minus injuries. Like as long as OKC stays relatively healthy and San Antonio stays relatively healthy, these four teams are just really expensive time wasters.
I mean, sure, but what you want them to do? Not compete?
No. I get that, but see, that's the reason that you don't want to be stuck with these long-term bad contracts. Is all of these teams are gonna have to shake up. Like you're gonna have to, you got to kind of at least the Lakers have a bunch of flexibility because everybody's on a 1-year deal. Everybody else is gonna have to kind of move around something.
I think Minnesota is a little. I think they've got probably 3 contracts. I think Julius is movable, and then I think they have Nas and Rudy. I think those are I think they have some flex. Well, they traded away their flexibility,
right? But I don't know.
Walker.
I don't know if you could trade Rudy. He's expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Nas Reed, he ain't expensive enough to. You have to make a very savvy move in order to move Nas Reed and to find yourself.
No, I think you would keep Nas Reed and Rudy. I think you would trade Julius. Julius is the tradable asset.
Move Nas Reed to the 4.
Yeah, and then try to get some depth. That's what they're missing is they don't have a lot of depth. And Jaden McDaniels, man, we were singing your praises. We were trying to trade for you. You, sir, have not played well offensively at all. Now, of course, you're in the West, so you're going up against either Luka or they put you on
and
Joker.
They don't have
or like Wemby or SGA.
It is showing the value in a traditional point guard that can facilitate. Like I tell y'all all the time, having a point guard who can really run point and help your players get easier shots is infinitely more valuable than people, I think, pay attention to. Because, yeah, your stars can take shots, but they're going to have to take Anthony Edwards shots or Jason Tatum shots all the time. That's while it's a strategy, I don't think it's the strategy. And it don't help the players who don't have that ability. They just watching. Hope I can get me a rebound and put it back up versus you see teams with point guards. Even the guys who aren't really that good can find a way to score a couple points because, man, he helped me out. He collapsed the offense, passed me the ball. That's the value in guys like Trae Young is. If you got some guys who can't score, I can at least make their life easier.
Yeah, the off season is gonna be fun. I know we're talking about playoffs, but the off season in the West for all of these teams,
I mean,
three
depending on
through 8, you're gonna need a point guard. Like there's Ja, there's Trey, there. I mean, they're gonna whatever. You got all them point guards in Portland. There's some trades you can make with Brooklyn. Like
Fox.
What you gonna
I
give?
know
What you gonna give for Fox?
depth pieces.
They got depth.
Yeah, but I'm talking about better depth pieces. I'm talking. I mean, what I'm saying is, Fox is he is a point guard, a starting point guard, and you got Harper and Castle who are also starting point guards, and that long term makes more sense. And especially if I could go out and get us a guy who could be an elite 3 or a wing, I might be interested.
Kevin Durant.
No. But the right team, I might be interested in. I'll give you Fox if you give me Jabari and Tari Eason.
Why would they do that?
Why? Who says no?
That's a lot of money, ain't it? No, Tari didn't.
No,
Tari got paid. Jabari got paid.
Jabari got like 30-something million, and
They
you would
traded
pay
away
Tari.
Sochan. You would be able to get rid of Keldon Johnson. I mean, it ain't bad. Who's your starting 4?
Jabari.
Tari Eason off the bench, or Tari at the 3,
and Carter Bryant off the bench.
I forgot about him.
Right.
Who's the 2?
And if you're the
Vassell and then Castle. I mean, you could really start both of them.
Yeah,
you could really
Harper and Castle. Yeah, Harper and Castle.
No, Jabari and Tari.
Yes, Jabari and Tari at 3 and 4.
You paying Vassell. You're gonna pay Vassell at the 2, unless you trade Vassell.
But basically, and they still got our pick, that 20th pick. So yeah, they could do whatever they want to. But yeah, Fox, I like it. I understand it, but long term, it becomes redundant. Give me a younger asset that I can potentially extend in the future for a much more reasonable contract, and give me 2 of them too. Because Jabari can shoot, he can space the floor, and you can you got to do your research. But if you can develop him in San Antonio, that's a lock and stock 5.
And Houston is pick deprived because they signed KD, but they need it. So you could really include the Hawks pick and Fox for Tari Eason and what's his name? Now that leaves you with a hole at the 4,
and
unless you put Amen Thompson back at the 4, or KD at the 4.
Put him at the Sengun at the 5, KD at the 4, Amen at the 3, Fox at the 1, and maybe probably Reed at the 2.
You lose a lot of defense.
Do you?
Yeah.
I mean, you look.
Off the bench, you would. I mean,
you're right. You're right, but I mean, that's the reason you got Amen Thompson.
But then you got a 20th pick though, and then you got a 20th pick. So I mean,
right?
Maybe throw in a Keldon Johnson, make it work. Yeah. I don't know.
But I mean, yeah. Or you could. I mean, if you want to be safer, you could trade for Drew Holiday and go all in on next year. He's expensive, but the thing about that is you're not arming your enemies. The thing, if you trade
Ja, give me Ja.
I don't know. Houston and Ja is I don't know if y'all saw this weekend, but John will be right in the middle of spring break down here.
Where you want
No,
y'all to go? Ain't too many places for him to go. You want to go Seattle, Las Vegas?
John need to go. Now, John, I don't know what to say about John, man. Good luck and Godspeed, brother. And then finally talking about places to go. Expansion is on the way. The interesting story here for me is not that Vegas and Seattle are the places where they expect to go. There are two backstories that are very interesting to me, and I assume them to be very interesting to you guys as well. Number one, who leaves the Western Conference and comes to the Eastern Conference? That could be Minnesota.
Minnesota or New
That
Orleans.
could that could be New Orleans, or it could be Memphis. I think those are the three teams, and two of them would have to come
And they're
east.
all up in the line. They're all
Correct.
up the line.
The other portion of this is, when does this happen? And does this
2028.
facility, yes, but all of the things that happened before, and does this facilitate the retirement of LeBron James and or Kevin Durant? As I assume that Kevin Durant is going to want to be a part of the ownership group for the Seattle Supersonics, and
Mm-hmm.
maybe they just make a placeholder for him, which is the right thing to do, and say, hey, whenever you retire, we'll just give it to you. And I guess they probably do the same thing with LeBron James. I think that from everything that I understand, this, and it's a match made in heaven, LeBron James and Las Vegas kind of
He is
going,
positioning himself for. He
yeah,
didn't got into the liquor brand. He
yeah,
didn't got into
everything makes sense.
everything is pointing
It's
towards
a
Las Vegas.
it's a slam dunk. And for Seattle, it's an underserved demographic. They're waiting for their team to come back. And Las Vegas has had a ton of success with, they had the Las Vegas Knights won a championship. Las Vegas Aces women's basketball won a championship. You believe eventually the Oakland or whatever athletic situation will transpire where they'll go to Las Vegas, but that is a dogfight right now. And I know that Vegas doesn't have a natural basketball demographic, but if you drop LeBron James anywhere, then people are going to be interested, and it just makes the most. Oh, and you got the Las Vegas Raiders too. So all of those things together, it just seems to make a ton of sense. And it's a few hours from
I-
LA, so
Infrastructure wise, they are. If you follow the tea leaves, you can see building everything around. They've got the big sphere. They've got already got the strip, which is there. Eventually, is going to make a comeback as a tourist destination as health crisis go down. And then you add in the sports around it,
honestly, this
and they partnered with gambling. Yeah, they gonna get a basketball team.
the sports are probably going to save Las Vegas, because I'm sure y'all all know that people are not going to Las Vegas to spend money gambling and going to resorts and all of that. But if you can say, hey, we got Raiders, so we can plan a trip out there, and all the away teams can go and gamble and watch your team play, and then, oh well, we can watch 82 basketball games and plan a trip there. It Vegas probably has gotten lucky. I don't know. I don't know if I don't know if they deserve it. The more that I think about it, because of just the way that things are going in the city of Vegas, but it seems like the NBA made this decision pre-COVID, so they're gonna rock with it and honor it.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm more excited about Seattle. Seattle was one of the best teams to watch growing up in
Yep.
NBA Jam. They did everything. They have one of the better sports towns because the Seattle Mariners are good. Uh, we all love them. The Seattle Seahawks just won the Super Bowl,
Yeah,
and they're
it also helped. I can't think of what's the guy who used to own the Seahawks who passed away. Paul used to own Microsoft. But what he did, like really making the Seattle Seahawks and the 12th man and all of that, and kind of redeveloping that team. They're and I think losing the Supersonics, they're going to be appreciative of, hey, we kind of messed this up the first time. We had something really good and we didn't take care of it. We'll never do that again. And I think that's the reason that one's going to take off almost immediately. Um, but it should be interesting because you got teams that's going to have to move. You have ownership groups that are going to be trying to get into this. I heard that Bezos is interested in trying to buy the Seahawks this time again, and I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to buy into this basketball team, just because his proximity to that area. So we have all of that going on, and then finally, Bam Adebayo, and this. You feel how you want to about this, but last week Bam Adebayo scored 83 points, had 9 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks, and 7 3-pointers made against the Washington Washington Wizards.
Bullets, generals,
People,
wizards.
people are
Don't
up in
matter.
arms because of how people feel about this. Personally, I am happy that Bam had the opportunity to score 83 points. Apparently, the story was leaked that he lost his grandmother on her after 83 years of life. And that's the reason he went for 83 points. It was also fantastic because his mom was at the game, Asia, his girlfriend's at the game. I am happy for all of that. But I also looked at the people who he played with and against, and they're all terrible. It was Bam
My fault.
and nobody else.
Y'all did it. Ain't my fault. Just like college football, you should have paid the players. Y'all decided to roll these people out here and play them with an all-star. What y'all try to do? NBA world gold medalist, NBA finals appearance. That's what y'all tried to do. Bam had like 45 at half, had like 42 something at half.
But at certain points, it looked like the Wizards was trying to help him score. Everything had gotten to a point where it was just like, hey, let's help Bam. And
that's
at that point, then now the Wizards,
this the game we live in. In the 90s,
right.
if you score 60 and you started gunning, I'm a Jalen Rose you. I'm gonna make sure that you turn your ankle, or I'm gonna do what Charles Barkley did. I'm just gonna punch you in the face. Like, that's what you do. But this is not what we live in. We try to break records. We're all happy-go-lucky. We're all here. And Ben was telling y'all, don't foul, and y'all kept fouling. Well, then, hey, stop fouling me.
Yeah,
I don't
but
have no problem. It's hard to get to 40 at half. A lot of y'all can't do that.
I agree. No, that part to me is way more real, like more appreciated. But this 83 to me, I'm gonna tell y'all all of what I
This is
feel.
what I wanted to say.
It's a nothing burger to me. I also realized in 20 years, them children who grew up now won't remember how he got 83. They'll just see Bam Adebayo with 83 points. Do I respect it? Maybe the first half. But eventually people will forget. That's all I got on that.
Man, we still talk about Wilt when he scored 100. Which y'all think Wilt took 62 shots. There was no goaltending. If y'all go back and look at Wilt play, he was intercepting shots.
Right. That's what I'm saying. But I still, from what I understand, Wilt was trying to win for the vast majority of that game, and it was relatively competitive. Kobe's 81 was competitive for a long time. Clay's 60-something was competitive until it wasn't, and that's the reason he stopped at 60. And I think Dame had one of those type of games too, and that's the reason he stopped it where he did. The difference is Bam just played the whole game even after it was clearly out of contention.
Man, we'll play 48. Man, look, man. 83 is 83, dog. It's hard to get there. If y'all decide to foul me, it is what it is. It's hard to get to 40. It's hard to get to 60. It's hard to get to 80. It's damn near. We thought it was impossible. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it is what it is. Didn't Luka give us 70? Mad. Didn't Luka give somebody 70 and he was up by like 30? Like, it is what it is.
I'm not mad at however you feel. If you feel like it's some BS, you're entitled to that. If you think that this is one of the greatest showings of basketball of all time, that's fine too.
I ain't say that. I'm just saying 83 is 83. It is what it is.
K-Swiss, put your spin on it.
Yeah, I do think the story needs to die now. I mean, and it's a lot of Kobe stands out there that's really hating on it too. They are driving the hate of this. So I mean,
And I want to be very clear. I don't want to be lumped in with those people. I am not a Kobe stan. I just think that this is low integrity 83.
Fair. And that's fine with me. I'll leave it at that. I'm gonna give you kudos.
With that being said, I don't think that we missed anything.
No, man. Never do.
Any parting words for you? Oh, fuck Luke Cornett.
I'm about to say what happened. Yeah, fuck Luke Cornett, dog. I don't like Luke
Magic
Cornett.
City Monday. That's the name of the show because that's what
Magic
it was.
City going crazy right now. If you look on Instagram and all of that, Magic City is going crazy
and
right now.
Alexander, all the wings and all the things, baby. Let me tell you, that boy dropped that 41 on y'all head.
Y'all with that being said, we've come to the end of episode 223 of the Splashcast Monday Night Raw. We appreciate y'all tuning in for us. We had to watch the Hawks game. Make sure you go back and listen to episode 222. Nord, if we ain't miss anything, take us out.
Number one, more Black baseball. I know y'all waiting on it. We're going to talk about it. World Baseball Championship next week. It was a strike.
It was not. It was called a strike. What the ref say? What the ump say? What the ump say? What the ump say?
Hey, it was a strike. Number 2, shout out to my boy Cam. What up, though? Praying for your 76ers, though. It looked bad. You still my boy, though. Number three, the historically Black college university your cousin went to, your auntie went to, your cousin who used to laugh and kiki in the back of church. Send some money to the historically Black college university. The historically Black college university you go to for homecoming, step shows, vibes, to be around your people. Send some money over there. Sidebar: do not come back to Houston for spring break. We had one. No more. No more. Miami, open your doors back. I've not seen more fights in the state of Texas between St. Patrick's Day and spring break. There's so many children getting beat the hell up here in this state. Never again. We are done. One spring break. That's all we needed. Don't ever come back here again. Houston is 30 and up. You're a teenager or you like to be around teenage people, Republicans, please do not come here.
Damn, Sharif.
And then finally, the greatest learning institution in all the world, the Hampton University, the one that gave me a degree, gave Reggie a degree, gave Kevin a degree. We asked for $18.68 on behalf of the year that university was founded. Outside of that, adios mi amigos. God is love. The Monday, and it's magical in the city. We out this thing. Y'all be safe.